All right. Tough week one loss against a very good football team, well-coached team. Really disappointed, obviously. A lot of prep goes into this, a lot of anticipation into week one, and so it hurts. I mean, it hurts for our players. I know it also hurts for our fans. We really want to give this one to our fans and to our owner, know that this is a big deal, really important to all of us. But so we just got to learn from it and get better. But I give Seattle a lot of credit. We knew coming in, what kind of team this was. And here's what we said in the locker room was, when you play a good football team, the margin of error is thin. The margin of error is thin. So, and we just made a few too many mistakes to beat a good football team. So give them credit. No injuries to report.
Frank, did you expect your offensive line to have that much of a problem today?
I can't really, Zach, I have to watch the film. I mean, at times it seemed okay, but, I really have to see the tape to see what was going on.
Was it 15 times and sacked 4 times?
Yeah, and that's, like I said, I have to watch the tape. There's a lot that goes into it. So I will give you a full update once I watch the tape on the play and the protection of pass protection of offensive line. Just too hard to tell. And the reason I say there's 1 or 2 times where, there were things I felt like aren't the O-line's fault. So before we go that route, I just needed to digest the whole tape.
What was your takeaway on Carson in general in his play?
I thought there was a lot of good. I thought he seemed comfortable. The operation, seemed fine. It wasn't a perfect game, obviously. There's some mistakes, but we all made mistakes, every one of us, so we all got to get better.
You went for that 4th down with the 10-minute mark there. What can you just kind of explain that decision and what the variables were?
Yeah, I mean, when it was 3rd and 10, we were going to kick if we didn't, depending on what happened, we were going to kick a field goal if it was 4th or 5 or more, 4th or 6 or more. But once we got under 5, just felt like we had a good play. We didn't get to what it didn't come out the way it was supposed to, as far as we had a check on and we had a miscommunication on something and didn't get to where we needed to get to.
Well, I was going to ask you how that play unfolded. I mean, I think Braden got beat on that from the right side there. Is that kind of what led to that play falling apart, or was it more than that?
I'll have to see it, Stephen. I mean, like I said, really, we just have to go back and look at it. I mean, there was just a miscommunication. I'll just leave it at that for right now.
What is your decision in that goal with Carson in the shotgun, 4th and 2, you have a guy like Jonathan? What goes into the play call in that type of situation?
Because sometimes, Mike, with Carson, because he's a threat to run the ball, all that quarterback read stuff, sometimes that slows down the backside for defenses. There were times in this game where they were chasing pretty hard from the backside. When you have a quarterback who's mobile and can run, and you're in the gun and you're handing stuff off, they always have to worry about him keeping it a little bit. So that's a little bit of it. It just depends on other times. It just depends on the ball handling on the play. Is there advantage? Some plays there's an advantage to being under the center as far as the ball handling. Other plays, it really doesn't matter whether you're in gun or under center as far as the ball handling and how it hits and how the running back sees it. So that's always a case-by-case basis.
What did you see from the defense?
I thought obviously in the second half they played lights out. I mean, made some adjustments. I don't know everything that they did to all of a sudden, slow them down as much as we did. But they did a good job. And then really in the first half, Russell Wilson he makes plays. That's what he does. He's been doing that for a long time. Obviously the one that hurt was the long one. We got him in a long yardage, 2nd and long or whatever it was. And that turn of events right there, the drive that we had on offense hurt. We had a 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6, and we just missed to Mo. And then we just missed Mo. And then they turn around and then they score. I felt like that was a pretty big swing right there. We could have kept something going, but we just a tick off. I mean, when you throw it deep like that, you're not going to hit every one, and we just missed it.
Right. Do you think it's fair? I mean, this offensive line didn't have a lot of time to practice together with some of their major players. And again, I'm not saying it's an excuse, but is it fair to say that could be part of the reason things didn't go as well today?
Yeah, and listen, I'm not ready to say, I'm not ready to just dump this thing and say the offensive line played bad, so forgive me for that, but I need to see the film. I understand what it looked like. I also understand there's a lot that goes into it. I'm not saying that they can't get better. I think we all can. So I'm just going to, I'll dive into the film, and then we'll make a more full evaluation once we do that.
You feel like your guys were ready to go today?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think we played really hard. I think we played really hard. I think at times, felt like we were moving it on offense at times, and on defense, we holding down a good offense at times. We gave up a few too many plays, on defense, and then on offense, we just had about 4 or 5 critical plays that we just, either we didn't coach it well enough, or we didn't execute it well enough, or we didn't scheme it up well enough, that some opportunities missed. And like I said in there, and like I said at the beginning, when you play a good football team, you just can't miss that many. You might can miss 1 or 2, but you just can't miss the number that we missed.
Given the importance that the owner put on this game, is there something that, I don't know, what can you say to him? Because obviously he'll be disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, he's disappointed, as he should be, and I'm disappointed. I wanted to hand it to him, wanted to hand him that win, thought we were going to. I really am shocked that we're not standing here talking about that. So, but, life is, everybody, right? Life is full of disappointments, and it was extremely disappointing. We did not perform well enough to get a win on a home opener, and so we got to own that as coaches and players and learn from it and get better. I mean, it's a long way to go. I mean, it's 1 week, and I know the expectations are high around here, but it's still only week 1. And I'm not saying that to diminish how much it hurts, or to diminish or to make an excuse for us not playing well enough to win a game against a good football team, but it is what it is.